Episode number 837, sponsoring 52 members in 3.5 years.
You're listening to the official BNI podcast with BNI founder and Chief Visionary Officer, Dr. Ivan Misner. Stay tuned for networking and referral marketing tips from the man who's been called the father of modern networking, along with suggestions and insights into getting the most from your membership in the world's largest networking organization, BNI.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the official BNI podcast. I'm Priscilla Rice, and I'm coming to you from Live Oak Recording Studio in Berkeley, California, and I'm joined on the phone today by the founder and the Chief Visionary Officer of BNI, Dr. Ivan Misner. Hello, Ivan. How are you, and where are you?
I am in Southern California this week. My eldest daughter's got a little procedure, and I want to be there, and I'm going to see my grandson again, so I have a chance to see my grandson.
Great.
I have a visitor this week. Her name is Christine Cheng, and she is a multiple laundromat owner, a realtor, a marathoner, a half Ironman, a BNI Triple Diamond sponsor, a BNI director consultant of 5 years. And in 3.5 years, she's been a member for, I believe, 3.5 years, and she was a presenter at the 2022 BNI National Conference, and her topic was 200 visitors in 1 year. She has sponsored 52 members in 3.5 years. Christine, welcome to the BNI podcast.
Thank you, Dr. Ivan Misner.
Well, call me Ivan, Christine. It's great to have you on. You're known as the inviting queen, visitor queen of the founding region. You're in the very first region of BNI. And within 3 years, you invited hundreds of visitors to your chapter. And to date, you've sponsored 52 members. Okay, how do you do that? I know members are out there going, are you kidding me? That's not possible. It's possible. How do you do it?
It is possible. And it's just like real estate. It's a numbers game. The more people you reach out to, the more chances you will get a listing. My goal is to be in the elite club by the end of 2023, which is sponsoring 2 more members to BNI by the end of 2023. And is it doable? Of course it is.
That is amazing to me. Absolutely incredible. So share with us the top 3 ways you invite visitors to your chapter meetings. I know there's social media, general social media, LinkedIn, and email, text, etc. So talk about those.
So what I do is I create a post of a profession that you would want to fill in your chapter. I will use realtor as my example. In search of a realtor that covers Eastvale, California, and can take on referrals. Notice I didn't mention BNI or networking groups. I am asking for recommendations because everyone wants to help a friend out. I also share this post on different real estate groups I belong to. Now, once you see your friends tagging their realtor friends, you message the realtor directly with the script that I created. Hi, John, are you a realtor and do you cover Eastvale, California? Wait till they respond, and they will. They will respond yes. Then you say, I belong to a chapter of business professionals and we need a realtor that covers Eastvale to connect with, build relationship, and trust with, and eventually refer business to. Are you available this Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. for a Zoom call? Then wait for them to respond. If they say, can you give me more info? Well, you can respond with, we are a group of business professionals, 1 loan officer, 1 business attorney, 1 escrow officer, 1 P&C insurance, 1 life insurance agent, basically 1 seat per profession. There's no competition. The goal is to refer business to each other. And on a side note, remember to include 1 profession that can refer business to them. Now, when they say, yes, I'm available, you respond with, great, please provide your email address, your cell phone, and a company name. I'll register you for the Zoom link, and you register them immediately. Once you're done, you go back and respond, you're all set. You should have received an email from BNI. No need to do anything. A member of my visitor host team will be calling or emailing you the day before to remind you. I'm looking forward to meeting you. That's it. Simple and easy. Don't overthink it. No need to vet them. The goal is to get them to visit the chapter. Now, once they attend the meeting, BNI will sell itself if they see the value. Now, come the day before the meeting, I call each and every visitor to remind them of the meeting and to make sure they have the Zoom link. Whether they have the link or not, I text it to them. and with my business card. Many have said that because I call them, it shows that I care. Another way to do this is to, once again, think of a profession you want to fill in your chapter, or a profession that you want to invite to hear the featured speaker. Now on Facebook, search that profession in the groups page. I'll use photographers as my example. Basically, my goal is to connect with all types of photographers in Southern California. Once you're approved to be in the group, scroll through the post. Some are real estate photographers, some are newborn, and some are maternity photographers. Some are wedding photographers. We can use them all in our chapter. Another group to join is something you have in common with. For example, if you're a mom, there's so many mom groups out there. I belong to LA Mommies, Pasadena Mommies, and city groups like Chino Connects. So choose groups where members can get support from each other. Once you're in the group, scroll through the post. They ask for all sorts of professions. Event coordinator, realtors covering certain areas, termite company, property managers. Perfect opportunity to message them and start the conversation. So the next time you're scrolling Facebook, be on the lookout for professions you can invite to the weekly chapter meetings.
Listen, that's really thorough. Is your group an online group exclusively, or is it hybrid?
It's an online group exclusively.
Okay, so for those chapters, we still have the majority of our chapters. We about 32% of our organizations at this moment is hybrid, online, in person, and completely online. 16% completely online, 16% hybrid. So a lot are meeting in person. How would you change what you just described for an in-person group? Any thoughts? I'm throwing this at you as a surprise question. Any changes?
No changes whatsoever. It's basically the same thing.
You would just invite them to the morning meeting as opposed to an online Zoom link.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds pretty solid. From this approach, you've gotten 52 members. And as I understand, it's 52 members in your chapter and a couple of other chapters. Is that correct? Or is it just yours?
That is correct. Other chapters too.
Other chapters too. Wow. That's really impressive. So now I know you have some thoughts on LinkedIn as well. Talk about your LinkedIn approach.
For LinkedIn, if you change your role to your role in the chapter, for example, director consultant, president, vice president, once you change that role, your contacts will get that notification and they're going to comment or message you. And you just started with the script again. It's the same way. It works perfectly fine. And I've done that and it works.
Interesting. So you just change your role, or I would assume you could add to your existing role and get the same thing. And all of your contacts will be messaged. I believe you get the option of saying, message, let everyone know, or don't let everyone know. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so you want to say, let everyone know. So then they see that and some people will reach out to you.
Yes.
What an interesting idea. I really like that. I've never, listen, I've been doing this 39 years. I keep thinking I've heard it all. I haven't heard that. That's a great concept. All right. So now you've got the visitor registration. Give me some more. Who gets the texts and emails?
If you receive a text or an email and a phone call from people soliciting their products and services to you.
Yeah.
Now, before I would say, I don't want to waste your time, but I'm not interested. And I'd hang up the phone.
Yeah.
Or I delete the email because I don't have time for that. I already have a termite company I use. Now, how about emails from companies around the holidays like Christmas and New Year's? Rather than deleting them, respond back with the script. These are great opportunities to invite them to your weekly chapter meetings. And even if they don't apply, statistics shows that an average visitor passes $1,500 to $2,000 in thank you for closed business to BNI members.
Okay, so somebody that reaches out to you by email and they're basically spamming you, or LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn, but I get spammed a lot on LinkedIn. You're suggesting you basically respond back to them with the script that you just gave earlier.
That's correct.
Okay, so I've seen variations of that, and 100% they work. Every person who has told me they take it used to be cold call. Somebody would call in. And I remember one guy saying, he told his secretary, put every cold call through. And he took them. And he would say, I'll meet you, next Wednesday at such and such a time. whatever time the meeting is. Sometimes, most of the time, they're in the morning, but whatever time the meeting is, and they, and you'd say bring 30 or 40 business cards, and people would show up. So use that approach or the script which you just described. I think that's brilliant.
Yes. And when they try to sell me, I'll say, why don't you come to the meeting and market to 20 plus members in my chapter?
Yeah.
This way you can.
Yeah. I love it. Any last comment before we wrap up?
Yes. I was the one of the presenters at the 2022 National Conference, and I created a video, and I'd like to share it in the transcript.
Yeah, you can get it on the Drive Google Doc. We're going to put a link to it here in the transcript. So just look for it. It's a drive.google.com folder. And is it the entire presentation, Christine?
Yes, it is. It's only 12 minutes.
Okay, so it's a short presentation. Check it out. Christine, I am really, truly impressed. This is, one of the greatest quantity of members in 3.5 years that I've ever seen. So well done.
Thank you.
And thank you for being on BNI Podcast. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Over to you, Priscilla.
Okay, well, that is some great information, I have to say. This podcast is sponsored by MeisnerAudioprograms.com. These audio programs will provide you with the tools and the inspiration to powerfully enhance your BNI experience. So check out the great material that's available to you at MeisnerAudioprograms.com and then use the promo code IVAN50 for 50% off of everything. All of the proceeds go to the BNI Foundation. Thank you so much for listening. This is Priscilla Rice, and we look forward to having you join us again next week for another exciting episode of the official BNI Podcast.